Good morning. I am heading to the bus station. It's 6:30 a.m. It's freezing and the fog is still here. Guys, check this out. It seems like Slender Man is gonna appear. I made it in record time. We crossed the border. It went all very smooth, and I arrived 4 hours before the estimated time. I got my money, I got my SIM card, and now all I need is a taxi to get to the city center. The taxi ride to the city center from the border cost me twice the price of the bus. Now I arrived to Osh. I left my stuff in my hotel because my room is not ready yet, and I'm gonna try to explore a little bit Osh. This region, the Osh region, is one of the most impoverished regions in Kyrgyzstan. This is a country I've been wanting to come for a very long time. It's very interesting because it's probably the most democratic country in all of Central Asia. They have made a lot of progress throughout the years after independence, which is something very rare to see in the post-Soviet Union. However, it is still probably one of the most dangerous countries in Central Asia if you compare them to the rest. Why? I will tell you about this later on. The fog is over, there's not fog anymore. The weather is nicer, although the temperature is lower as there's no fog. My hands don't get frozen, and as you walk you don't feel more cold. Okay guys, little room tour. Alright guys, little room tour. We have a WC here, the shower's there, and this is my room. It's nice. It's like average nice, but it was quite costly. It's like 25 bucks per night. By far, that's been the most that I've paid for a night here in Central Asia. But yeah, look at the views. The city of Osh. I bought 2 of these, which each cost about 25 cents. Amazing. The monument you see here is the monument to the 10th anniversary of Kyrgyzstan's independence. The mount here is Soliman II Mount, which I will climb shortly. And right next to the monument we have the archaeological and history museum or something. This is the main museum here in Osh. This building here is a yurt. A yurt is one of these homes that the nomadic peoples, especially in this region of the world, used to have or still have, in which they move their homes according to the seasons, and they move these kind of tents with them. This one is a special one because it has 3 stories. This is the Osh region here. This is the Sulaiman II Mosque. Apparently, the mount is sacred in the Kyrgyz culture. There's also a small cemetery here. In 2009, if I recall correctly, they gave the status of the mount as a World Heritage Place. And apparently that is a museum inside the mountain. they make you pay to enter the sacred mount. It's not too much, it's like, what, 20 cents, but not so sacred after all. Capitalism has reached the sacred mountain. Osh is the second largest city of Kyrgyzstan, just after Bishkek, which is the capital. You can see there's a lot to do here. You just saw the mount. In the next days we're going to do many stuff. You also have this park, which is not very pretty, but it still has things to do. And it also has nice restaurants, one of which I want to check out right now. I'm very hungry. Good morning from Osh. Today I have a lot to do, but first I need to get my money from an ATM, and most of them here don't work, or they don't accept my card at least. So first task, find money, then we'll see. Got the money, now it's time to improvise. See, I would use an app called Yandex.Go in order to move around, which is like a Uber but way cheaper. The thing is, because of the sanctions to Russia, as it is a Russian application, I cannot download it, so I have to find my way through, which is more exciting, I guess. Today is colder, the sky is covered. It snowed a little bit yesterday, but it should be okay. Well guys, I was meant to go to a place, and I was meant to find the place where I could get to the place. But that place does not exist. And I have two options. I either take a taxi there, which is 1 hour, and I don't know how much they will charge me, or I go to the bus station, which is like 20 minutes away, which is like half the way there, and I take a bus there, which is gonna take more, and it's already 11:30, so I might go to the hostel and ask for a taxi. Oh? Well, apparently no taxi wants to take me to the town I want to go. I asked them if they could, call me a taxi for the bus station, and nobody was answering the calls. This is too weird, but yeah, sure. They told me that I should go on public transportation, although I really don't know how it works. So as soon as I arrived to the bus station, this guy came and said, "Where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to this place." And he instantly put me in a van. I'm gonna pay like €2 to go where I want to go, and it's 1 hour, so I guess it's a very good price. And yeah, here we go. I've just arrived to a town called Uzgen. Here, there's something very interesting historically and also socially. Let me explain you. I don't know if you could see back there, but there are many apples everywhere. They are selling them massively. Why? Because apparently Central Asia and this specific region is the birthplace of apples. First apple appeared here, and people that have tasted apples here, I won't be doing that because I don't want to get food poisoning, but people that have tasted the apples from here, they say the quality is amazing. So yeah, if you ever come here, come try the apples. I don't know if you can see it, but they have here this map of Kyrgyzstan which emulates a tree with some apples. Let me tell you something quite sad. One of the reasons why I came here to this town is to see the place where the massacres of 1990 took place. See, Central Asia is a very ethnic diverse country, and Uzgen especially, as a town inside Kyrgyzstan, it's mainly Uzbek. People here are mainly Uzbek. Thing is, in 1990, when the Soviet Union was about to break up, there were massive riots between different ethnicities. Riots which had been prepared for years, and people prepared themselves to literally kill each other. Uzgen was one of the most affected towns, together with Osh, and a lot of people were killed here. There were not only, murders, there were also, rapes and different other, cruel stuff. They left people naked in the street, and they made them, have like a walk of shame or something. It was very cruel. If you're interested, just search it up by yourselves. There's things I cannot say because YouTube will ban my channel forever. But yeah, it is quite sad what happened in this specific region. And this is a Soviet monument commemorating the Afghan War. A lot of people from the different republics of the Soviet Union, including Moldova and especially Central Asia, they were brought to Afghanistan to fight in the war led by the Soviets in order to conquer and capture Afghanistan, but that in the end resulted in a big failure. This monument appears to be from the Great Patriotic War, 1941 to 1945. This is what the Soviets call to the Second World War. This last monument is a small commemoration of the Bakhten conflict, which took place in 1999, and it was basically that a group of Islamic radical soldiers from Uzbekistan, they went into Tajikistan and they tried to conquer this part of Kyrgyzstan. Of course, helped by Russia, the Kyrgyz were able to defeat these Uzbek rebels, but the conflict would reignite later this year. And there you go, all the line of different monuments here commemorating some important part of the past of Kyrgyzstan. And this last hero, which is put in another space, this one is here behind the big Kyrgyz flag because he was apparently the ancient hero of the Kyrgyz. He was a very important man in the Middle Ages, I think. In case I didn't say this before, Uzgen is about 1 hour north of Osh, very close to the Uzbekistan border too. It hosts probably some of the most interesting archaeological remnants of the Karakhanids. This is the Uzgen archaeological complex. Check this out. This is an old minaret. It's from the 12th century. I don't really know who the Karakhanids were, to be fair. The Kyrgyz have always been nomadic peoples, so I doubt the Kyrgyz are the descendants of the Karakhanids. However, I think it's the best preserved works of these empire/kingdom, whatever, that you can find on Earth. And this is the top. Wow. Bought again one of these, this time 15 cents. Good morning from Osh. This is my third and last day in Kyrgyzstan, and also it is my last day of this insane trip I've done over the past 3 weeks. I've left probably the best of Osh for the last day, so yeah, very excited to see the places I'm gonna see today. First off is this statue of Sultan Ibrahimov. He was one of the chairmen of the Kyrgyz Soviet Republic during Soviet times, and he influenced greatly many politics of the Soviet Union towards this specific republic, the Republic of Kyrgyzstan. And here we have a Soviet mosaic. Well, I don't know if it's Soviet or not, but in Soviet times they used to make these kind of murals here, these mosaics. It represents, well, seems like a party with music and some Kyrgyz women in the middle and some people just, I guess, having fun. There's someone with a book there. And here's the theater. I'm gonna use this landmark to talk about something which is quite worrying, and people that come here to Kyrgyzstan, they normally don't know, but it's something that is still happening here in Kyrgyzstan. Remember at the beginning of the video when I told you this wasn't the safest of the places? Well, this is because of two reasons. The first reason, which I'm gonna explain now, it's the fact that there's a very long tradition in Kyrgyz society or in Kyrgyz tradition. In order to arrange a marriage or to marry someone, there's a very strong tradition by which if you like someone, if you're a man, a random tradition that states that you have to literally kidnap that person and bring it to your own domicile, to your own house, where all the members of your family live, and then that's where you propose and you ask her if you want to marry you, and normally the woman has to say yes, because if you don't, it's quite it's something that is not very well seen. It's quite worrying because this still happens. Like imagine you're just in your house chilling, and then someone random comes. They kidnap you and they bring you to a random house, and it's the guy you knew from school that wants to marry you, and if you say no, you're gonna be in big trouble. Apparently this doesn't happen with foreigners, of course, but yeah, this is still quite worrying. This is when the debate over whether culture is always good or bad, that's when I have my my own contradicting thoughts. But yeah, there are many statues of camels all around Osh, and it seems to have a very big symbolism for the city. However, I always associate camels with desert. I never associate them with this kind of weather or landscapes. But yeah, interesting. Guys, you have to check this out. This is, look at him. It's colossal. It's freaking big. It's like the biggest statue I've ever seen. Okay, let me put you some context here. This is the main square of Osh, and this avenue here is Lenin Avenue, and apparently they also have Lenin himself. Absolutely huge. I don't know if you noticed, but this is a very, very big Kyrgyz flag, but there's no wind, so we cannot see it. Also, although Kyrgyzstan is a majority Muslim country, Christmas is also recognized as a public holiday, so there you go. While in other countries they make a lot of effort to remove every single piece of the Soviet legacy, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, even Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, they have been working very hard to remove everything that has to do with the Soviet Union. But Kyrgyzstan, oh my god, Kyrgyzstan is such an exception to this rule. Like, this is the biggest statue of Lenin I've ever seen in my life, and it's right in the city center. Here we have again a monument to commemorate those who fought in the Afghan war when the Soviet Union tried to invade Afghanistan in this time, and they didn't succeed in the end. Here we have an actual tank and a soldier. Here are the remnants of the Love Park. This is a Soviet mosaic in form of an advertisement announcing the air company Aeroflot, which was, I think, the first and state company of the Soviet Union. and it is still existing today, and it operates flights from and to Russia. I'm in a super cool Kyrgyz restaurant and I'm about to try the typical plate from Osh, which is called plov. This is how it looks on paper. Let's see the final version. Turns out they don't have the traditional dish. I'm gonna ask for another dish which is also traditional, but yeah, it's not plov. I wanted to try plov. That was delicious. After this amazing lunch/dinner I had here, it's time to leave. Lastly, I want to address some recent developments that they have happened here in Kyrgyzstan, and that's why it makes it also quite dangerous as of now. I don't know if you have been following international news, but in Southern Kyrgyzstan there have been some incidents with Tajikistan. Apparently there has been some clashes in the border, and quite a lot of people have died, like about some hundreds. These clashes lasted for about 10 to 15 days in September. They stopped now, but it all looks like it's not gonna, end in the near future, and this will go on. So that's why I didn't go to South Kyrgyzstan, because you're literally killing each other right now. The Tajiks are reclaiming a part of the border, and the Kyrgyz are just defending their lands, I think, or something like that. That's the version I have. But yeah, it's quite complicated, and there's not many news about that out there. So yeah, you make your own research, but yeah, it's quite sad. Good morning, I'm in Bishkek International Airport. My trip in Kyrgyzstan has come to an end, but I'm afraid my journey in YouTube has too. My goal throughout these years has always been to have a small memory of my trips, a small souvenir of what I like doing the most, which is traveling. From now on, my future is uncertain. I don't know if I will be able to travel as much as I did in 2022. I was getting a bit tired of making these videos. I had always that on my mind, and I think that didn't let me really enjoy my trips at all, or at least these last ones. I was always thinking about what should I bring to the video, interesting stuff I should, add, definitely. I was thinking about that instead of, focusing on having fun and enjoying the trip. From now on, my videos will be sporadically. I won't upload as much as I used to before. I will also work a lot on my webpage, which is up and running. You can find the link in the description. Stay posted there, because I will be uploading my blogs, but written. This is my little project, so I hope you like it and you support it in some way. Again, the link is down in the description. That's all from me. Thanks for staying by, thanks for watching until the end, and take care.